Hello everyone, welcome into yet another live stream. Give me a second. I just need to pour some boiling hot water. Oh, the perfect timing I have. The water just finished boiling. Now I'm walking back. Now I'm gonna put it on my desk. Hi there everyone. How are you doing? Hi the Artistic Panzer. I do have to say, your fan art of me was... It certainly was. I will not lie to you, it was. Anyway, so, hello everyone, welcome to yet another live stream. Hi there. And today... Well, actually not today, this happened a couple of days ago, but I've, spent the past couple of days working on the video, so I haven't really had the time to appreciate it fully. I'm sorry, would you mind... Oh yeah, because I turned it off, never mind. You're doing good. These are bearings. They are in fact bearings. I've got 20 of them. Hold on. I also have these small ones, but I've had them for a really long time, so we're not gonna use the small ones. We have the big ones. Bearings! Get it? It's a pun! Bearing on them, I'm hilarious, I know. I may or may not be having a manic mental breakdown, but... That's unrelated. Hi there everyone. Making sure to play this song at the end of the stream too. You say, I don't know, that's a maybe. Not the worst of ideas. Anyhow, today we will be mostly... Well, there are two things I would like to do. Hi Mr. Best, by the way. Hi! Hi. Can you catch me up? What are we making? Well... I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I can tell you what we'll be doing this stream, but I cannot tell you for what, because that is a state secret. That's because today we will be solid working. We will be solid working in SolidWorks, and actually, I just realized I need to log into SolidWorks because I forgot to log in before the stream. Whoops, happens. How are you all doing in the meantime? As I'm logging in, how is the day going for you all? How are you all are you all having fun today? Make a quick question. Do you wear that mask every time you're recording IRL or just for vids? Guess. Is this it? There we go. Correct password. It's a state secret, as in secret from the state, exactly. Hi the TCG, I haven't seen you in such a long time. There we go. Now. Oh, this is a warm cup of coffee. It's really cold in my office. Probably because I had the window open for the past 2 days. Day's been good. I'm glad to hear, Isaac. I really am glad to hear. Very spacey today. What does that mean? IRL stream? I mean, in a way it will be. Yesterday was also an IRL, but to be fair, yesterday I was extremely exhausted at the time of the stream. Today I am not, and as such, we will just be... Hold on, I need to open the... Oh, never mind, I need to open nothing. We are... I know you can't see, just... I'm not doing anything interesting, alright? I am just do.3. There we go. And there we go. This is all I've been doing, just opening SolidWorks. So today we're gonna start, because here's the thing. When it comes to the doodad, exactly. Why are you opening there? Stop opening there. We will need to We'll need to what make it? Well, that's a phenomenal question, me. You're welcome. We shall, in fact, throw in all the parts that we have in here, all the parts that I have gone and bloody made. Gear, the M3 screw will also be important. Well, actually, we don't need it now. Well, I can just remove it. The top gear, which is a funny reference. There we go. And then one last thing, which is the motor. There we have it. Those are all the parts that I have made. Why is it putting some of them in the... Perspective is just... whatever. And we need to mate them all together. I love your video on your little CPU that just dropped. Very neat. I'm glad you liked it. I really am. The main reason why, fun fact about that video, I didn't plan on doing it, but when I started the work on the video about different programming languages, which isn't out yet, I haven't done anything for it, I realized that knowing what the register is would be quite useful in explaining assembly. And then I realized that I actually... explaining what the register is would be too much of a tangent for a video about programming languages, and then I just all of a sudden made the CPU, that tiny one, on that stream, and then just decided to make a whole separate video explaining how you can get to running code from logic gates, and the machine code will be starting next time, but doesn't matter. The point is, for now, we're dealing with this. And what are all of these paths? Well, I'm so glad you asked. They are paths that I have made a while back, and actually I just realized, yeah, no, we need to organize our mates better. So let's first, can I go make a folder, create new folder? Can I make a folder? Can I organize the mates? Yeah, we'll be mating. Today we're doing make it mating tutorial. I hope you will all like the mating tutorial. Yeah, let's rename it to case. Can I pop the case folder inside the mates? So if I do this, for example. Yes. Okay. Can I make a new folder inside of them? No. Okay. That's got to know. We don't need the folders then. Can I... Ah, I see. Case. There we go. Mated, exactly. We are mating. Yeah, we are mating today. Today it's a make it mating tutorial. Now, in order for it to... I'm pretty certain the length should be perfect. So if we just do this... I think that's how it's meant to be assembled. Ish, close enough. The specifics don't really matter too much in this case. And then the face onto the face. Like so. Yes, the distance, but at the same time also screw... I don't mean the RMD. There we go. This to this. Mate. Perfection. Then this right here to this. There are actually... Whoa, that is not what I meant at all. Which means we need to mate this to this one right here to keep it in place. And then we'll need to mate the motor. I have gotten good at SolidWorks, I do have to say. Maybe not great, but I have gotten at least good. At least not subpar. I would say adequate enough. Then what we need is we need to take this... Give me the screw. And we gonna mate the screw to the screw. Mate. Yup. Then the face to the face. Yes, and then screw to the screw. To keep it in place. Perfection, I would say. Make it, in order to understand the upcoming videos, do we need to know everything from last vid, or is it good enough if we know that memory and everything else such logic gates? I would say... Okay, so here's the thing. It's all about continuity. Here's what I'm trying to achieve with this series about computer science. You see, when people... what you have to understand is that you start with electricity. Out of electricity, you make logic gates. Out of logic gates, you make simple modules and components, sort of like ALU and stuff. Out of these modules, you make a CPU. On a CPU, you run machine code. Then you compile languages like C into machine code, or actually you assemble assembly into machine code, which you compile from C, and in C you make languages like Python. Now, normally when people learn about programming, they usually start somewhere in this area. I would even say in this area nowadays. I would even say like in this area. Here's how people learn about programming. The problem is that if you start learning right here, then there are a lot of questions that you will never get answered, simply because you won't have the context. So, for example, in Python, would that be a great one? Yeah, why not? Hold on, let me think about something that... So, for example, in Python, why do you need Python installed to run Python? This is kind of an obvious question to someone who understands, who has like this kind of grasp of computer science, but to someone in the blue region, they won't really know why you need Python installed to run Python, why you need libraries imported to run them, and so on and so forth. To someone in the green region, they might not exactly understand why memory has to be freed. Would that be a good one? Or how to link things. That could be it. In the green region, they may not exactly understand how to link things. In the yellow region, they might not exactly understand why you need certain registers for certain operations, why you can't just do all registers with all operations. And if you go even further, like something to red, then the questions just pile on, right? And what I'm trying to achieve is I'm starting right here with the logic gates and only then going forward. So right now we started logic gates and we've gone to like this point. And in the next video, we'll do a pretty large jump like so. So you don't need to understand it to understand the future videos. It's just that you will know, it's not that you will know how computers work. You will understand them. You won't have any questions. By the way, I made some space arts. I mean, the planets, I've seen them. They're really lovely. Hold on, let me open it up again. Art channel is the channel I open up the most, by the way. I really like the art. Yeah, I really like the planets. There we go. The registers you described in the video, by the way, are actually D latches. Normally registers are made from Checkup flip absorption and latches because of timing issues. The CPU I have mentioned in that video is not a CPU. I think we can go broader than that. I specifically wanted, at the end I had that little speech where I mentioned that the CPU isn't actually a CPU, but the reason why I wanted to call it the CPU is because the actual important part was that ones and zeros at the end. That was code. That's machine code. Well, asterisk attached, obviously. But that was the important bit. Pun intended. And as long as someone understood that the part at the end, that was code, and that's how code is run, then I would say that's good enough. Now let me just... Oh, I like assembling things in SolidWorks like this. It's fun. There we go. Now, here's the thing. To those... Fudge! I mated it to the wrong thing. Why didn't you all tell me? I made it the wrong screw. Yeah, this, correct. And these. I prefer mating on faces like this. I don't know why, it just feels more consistent. There we go, mate. Lovely. I understand the code part, I think. I'd recommend rewatching it a bunch, actually. And this is not the typical YouTuber wanting watch time kind of thing. I genuinely recommend it because there is a lot going on there. Like, a lot. It's still kind of a CPU. Yes, I would argue that the reason why I'm calling it a CPU, well, I did argue. the reason why I'm calling it a CPU is because it runs code. It processes the code. It's a central processing unit. To be fair, it's central because there's nothing connected to it, but we don't have to worry about that. I'm calling it a CPU because it runs code, and that is the point of a CPU in real life. That's why we have them. They just run machine code. And later on, in the next video, I'm gonna start with machine code, then explain assembly based on it, then explain... the entire point of this video was just to showcase that logic gates can run code. Okay, every single part there could be made using simple logic gates, and it can just run code. Anyway, you did a very good job. Digital logic design is my specialty, so I'd like to see more people being exposed to it. Oh, I appreciate then your feedback. Because one thing when someone says they like my videos, another thing when someone really knows a lot about the topic and they say they like my video. I appreciate it a lot then. I'll try not to disappoint next time. To be fair, my main specialty, when it comes to the graph, I personally, my journey looked more like this. I started at C, well, C++. Then I moved on to C, and then this is how it started growing. I got introduced to Python surprisingly late. I was making my own kernel around the same, not a great kernel by the way, just as a learning exercise of how like kernels function. So huge exclamation point there, not a real kernel. But I was making it around the same point as I was learning Python. Space video when I have a topic that's exciting enough. Maybe about stars. Timon has been trying to convince me to make a video about the life of stars, which I might do. So we'll see. Now here's the thing. When it comes to do that, by the way, because this is a do that number 3. Patreons, you patrons out there, you know what do that number 2 finish look like. However, this time we're making do that number 3 for a simple reason. This is the cover. This is the cover that I've made in SolidWorks. Hold on, let me just open up. Maybe not only, let me just... No, I need a new... SolidWorks, there we go. I'm a professional. There we have it. This part at the top, this right here, that's this one, right? You can see it. It's the same part. Now, the way it works right now, works-ish, well, it does work actually, is that I have a cork. Where's my cork? Has anyone seen my cork? I know I placed it somewhere. Give me a second. I know where I put the doodad actually. And I need the doodad. Where's my... Oh, that's where my doodad is. So, camera was out of focus. No, it shouldn't be. Okay, I can't find the cork because I lost it. But the point is, normally... don't worry about the red stuff on this. That's not my blood. Is that, you know, you put the cork into the hole, you screw it in. Well, this is the older version. Normally there would be a place for a screw. You screw it in, and then you put a bearing with a gear on it. That's the plan. Well, that was the plan. That's how it functioned before. This time, however, what I would like to do is I would like to have a system like this, where the bearing is inside of the part, is like stuck in there, and then the gear is spinning. So previously, the outside of the bearing was spinning, the inside was stationary. This time I want the outside to be stationary, the inside to be spinning. The reason why is because it will allow us to like have a bit neater system for transitioning, and I'm woke, so you know, the transitioning the gears to a parallel force. You'll see. Make it my thing first. Anyway, so how should we do it? Well, that's simple. First things first, we need to open up the top, which is what? That's the top. Okay. We need to open it up. Gearbox 3, that's correct. Top. Then we no longer need all of these screws in here because they were there before in order to mount the gear. However, we would like to keep some of them. Those at the bottom definitely have to go. So first things first, you, sketch. I would like you to be wider. So I should learn how to do the dimensions better, actually, because I know you can do it using equations. And in this case, this should be Hold on, 7 times 4, that's 28. 28 minus this times 2, that should be the width of this. How do we do equations? Wait, is this entire thing 28? That seems like a very odd number for it to be. 28, I'll be. Okay. I know there is a way to do equations, I just don't know how. Doodad is very cute, I love Doodad. I agree, Doodad is great. I love the Doodad as well. SolidWorks equations for smart dimensions. That's what we want. Basics plus advanced. Where's that dimension? Okay, how to create an equation. So I don't need equations, I need variables. SolidWorks create a variable for equation. Because in that case I can just set it equal to equation that, yeah. Lack of perspective at still viewing an angle feels trippy. I know. Well, lack of perspective in general is trippy, it's just that you're used to Blender, and in Blender you can, if you want, turn off perspective, it's just no one does that. So for example, in the CPU, this is such a mess. For example, in the CPU, like, there is a button that just allows me to turn off perspective, and it looks really odd. Actually, this would be... this might be a better thumbnail, now I think about it. Lack of perspective from the... Why am I doing a top-down view on the thumbnail? Yesterday, I just rendered this as a thumbnail and said screw it because I don't like making thumbnails, but everyone else then criticizes me saying, American, your videos would perform better, and then I say I don't care, but then they say, oh yeah, but if your videos don't perform better, then we'll have to keep supporting you on Patreon because the ad revenue won't let you live. So fine, we'll just do this. I am easily distracted. Make it, what is thy motivation? Desperation mostly. Mostly desperation, I would say. That's the probably most accurate way to put it. If I turn this off, it will get a fair bit dark. But I'm curious now. Perspective. Oh, that is good actually. Wow, that is... I like this a lot. I really do like this a lot. That's such a nice render. Today's Make It discovered auto projection. I knew what it was, that's why I specifically turned it on. That's why I knew it was an option. I just didn't think of using it for... That is a much nicer render, isn't it? I prefer this. I don't know if it'll work better as a thumbnail, but it just looks nice, and I like it. Hello, I'm trying to other things. Like through uni. Been trying to learn more RF stuff lately. RF is always confusing to me. Tefta knows a fair bit about it. A fair bit lot. I just always go to Tefta with every question I have about waves in general. I think this just looks nice, doesn't it? Hi, the stump. What we're doing? We're getting distracted. That's what we're doing. As always. Believe it or not. I am getting distracted. This does look nice. Hi, the lichen. We're doing what? Getting distracted. You know how it is. I can't keep my attention on something for too long. By the way, speaking of, should we play some jazz music? There we go. Finally, it's really fun to watch Helltree videos while I on weed. I have heard it from multiple subscribers to the idea. I love being distracted. Yeah, same boat, same ship. Anyway, whilst this is rendering, because I don't know why I'm rendering with 4,000 samples, but oh well, who cares? Assembly rollback state. The assembly is inaccessible now. Right, yes, I clicked on the wrong thing, that's correct. What we were trying to do originally is we were trying to open up this and create a variable before we got wildly distracted. Global variables. Right. Dialog box. So basically we need to go to equations dialog box, which equations folder. What if I don't have that? I know that if when I created the love around the section, I feel you, thank you. I know that when I opened up the gear, because it was from the toolbox, it had equations. That's how I knew they were a thing. What's the overarching goal though? Was it the table looking doodad? I'm glad you recognize the doodad right away. We're making a doodad Mark III. You've seen the Mark II. Mark II was fine, but we're making doodad Mark III. The only problem is that I need to figure out how to add a variable. So we want equations. Equations dialog box. Equations, tools toolbar. Equations. Okay, global variable. Let's set it to be knob with, and the value will be 20. Okay, knob width. That's a variable, right? And now, if we go to this, if we set it to be equal to knob width. Okay. Make it. This is just a message to distract you. Thank you. How kind of you. Can I not set it equal to be? Can I not set it to be equal to knob width? This section, what? Custom properties and equations. Multiple variables inside custom property. It was very saddening. The stream distracted me from it. Now I'm good. Yeah, I told you. Streams work well for it. So if I do it in equal to 10 divided by 7. Ah, it's not working in general. I see. So I'm doing something completely incorrectly. That's the same article. I am going in circles. Dimension and equation. An equation, click in dimension to add the equation. Keep dimension box open. Smart dimension. Yeah, I have this open. If I delete this, if I start from scratch, if I set it equal to knob width. Oh! Hold on, this is good. Knob width divided by 2. Wait, no. Knob width is 20. 28 minus knob width. My naming convention is phenomenal. Divided by 2. Yes! That's good. That's exactly what we wanted. And then right here, just equal to knob width. Oh no, that's not what I meant. Equal to... No. Do I need to really just start it from scratch? I'm doing something wrong, I must be. Alright, now if we go to equations, manage equations, invite changes to be 18. Did it shrink? I don't know if it shrunk. Does it not automatically change? Because that'd be quite annoying. It did! Yes! Oh! Yes! Yes! Oh, we are cooking with gasoline. He's walking into that, so distraction from doing that. Yeah. Exactly. Solving simple trigonometric equations for general values while high of my mind was fun a few nights ago. That does sound quite fun. That also sounds like an average Reblax day. But to be fair, he wouldn't actually be like solving with values. That's too boring. Also, he wouldn't be high. He would just be crazy. But same kind of vibe. I like this a lot more. This just looks nicer. I don't care about them views on it. It just looks nicer. Yeah, there we go. Today's stream's theme is distraction, exactly. Now, speaking of distraction, let's measure out the thing. So, we have inside, even though that should be proper, 11. Inside we're gonna have 11, and the outside is going to be, to be fair, I just realized right here we already have perfect dimensions on this thing, and I do have it saved as model because I made it. Yeah, I suppose. By the way, this thing is still here. Still spinning, even though it shouldn't be. Best way to show that it's actually spinning. And even though it shouldn't be, because it's plugged into this, I still haven't figured out how the module works. Or if it works. Well, I'm assuming how, because it's lowering the amperage by half an ampere, but that's not gonna be enough for me. Okay. Other topics you covered in your videos mainly coming from self-study. Any that didn't get through self-study. Well, that's a bit tricky, because yes, all of them came from self-study. However, I don't want to take all the credit completely for it, because I do fact-check myself with other people, hence like Remco, Reblax, Flame. So for example, this video, which is one of the best videos I've ever made, that one I made with Flame, and it was about his I always forget the academia path, and I always fuck up these things. I don't know. I think it was Master's project. I don't know exactly if it was Master's or the other one. Shit, I always forget. I'm bad at remembering the academia stuff. I remember the experiment exactly. I remember what it does. About how it first, you know, ionizes all the funky molecules that apparently were astrochemistry but weren't astrochemistry. Only then accelerated to get the master charge, separate them by the master charge in order for them to scatter the electrons off to check basically a bunch of different info about those electrons. Vibration, energy states, vibrational states. I remember the experiment exactly, I just don't remember if it was the master's one or the other one. I'm bad with academia names. And that's why half of the video is narrated by Flame. YouTuber saying, I don't care what the views, makes the video creator way more trustworthy and seem passionate and a good person. To someone who can barely afford a living. They're crazy. Don't worry, my Patreons can sustain me. That's not even their money, I just take their souls. Now, right here, we will need to open up an additional thing then, from the other doodad, doodad number 2. And for that we'll need to... second plate. This one, right. This houses the bearing perfectly, and we need to get the dimensions. So the dimensions will be 21, 13. Those are the dimensions. Okay. So you... Now, which cut are you? This one. You will have to be... Oh, much bigger. It makes sense if you think about it. But it's gonna screw everything up, of course, which means that in our equations we'll need to change up the... from 20 to 22. Maybe a bit more. I miss my ability to experience joy. Have you tried throwing bricks at people? I hear it helps. I'm sorry, I'm having a manic breakdown right now, alright? I am rolling. You may be wondering why there's gap here. Like, is that gap really necessary? And it's not. I just have it. Don't care about it enough to actually change it. Then this, we want to edit the feature. The creature feature, featuring the creature. And bring it out to be 14. That's a bit much. We could get the actual... We could have the knob width be based on the radius. Oh man, we don't need it because 21 is enough. It's hard to experience joy when you have no soul. I manage. You can do it. Listen, that's what you get for beating devil in a fiddle. The harbinger of doodads and collector of patrons. Exactly. We still haven't fully figured out what I study and have said misinformation about on stream. And my misinformation fund. I don't know. I don't care. Academia is just a big con to sell more academia. Academia is just a big con to sell more lab codes, honestly. That's the truth. A big lab code just made it up to sell more lab codes. Now, we would like to extrude the top, which I imagine is this. It is. Wow, look at me. I'm good. To be 4 millimeters, not 42, only 4. I hope everything moves accordingly. Perfect. Then we need this. And we need to edit the feature to be 2 millimeters, not 20. Not 200, only 2. Perfection. And then in the middle of it, we need a sketch to be... in the middle. Why can't you just be in the middle? Right. Right. I'll need to check the distance from the bottom. It was 13, correct? I do believe so. And I am never wrong. So, you... Free from free from that bottom, okay, which means... Free like this, perfect. And then just, you know, extrude cut. Should be another 2. I know if it's a good idea to have them be perfect, but whatever. With no wiggle room for error. Now, what we want as well is the holes. We don't actually care about them, so we can remove the mirror. Because we don't need these holes anymore. There we go. And there we go. Now if we go back to the doodads, it should update automatically because SolidWorks is actually really good. I really like this. I'm gonna go by... I'll be back during lunch. Alright, just don't get plunged into the spiral of despair. Because I'm kind of worried. I'm not getting different when it comes to... what are you making? Hi, the polytetrafluoroethylene. I'm making doodad number 3. These 2 screws are a really annoying spot. You know? There's no need to have them there. Teflon in chat. Now, next, what we'll need to do is we'll need to fix up the gear. We'll need to fix up the gear because the gear is what's supposed to go on the inside. In order to fix up the gear, we need to measure the bearing. And that should be 11. I've already measured it. I don't know, I'm measuring twice. Measure twice, cut 3 times. 11. That should be the size of the inner diameter of the bearing. What exactly is a Monday breakdown? From the beginning of the stream, I've been trying to figure out if you're having coffee, the pressure making or just having coffee, and I'd love to do that. It's basically when, like... How should I put this? Imagine... Let me describe it in a way that you could grasp, you could feel, you could actually be spot on for you. Imagine a blinding black light. Yeah, that's pretty good. Anyway, hi the Theo. 11 watt parsecs. Now we need the thing, the gear. Oh yeah, we need to open it. Wait, hold on. Is that the correct gear? No, it's not. Ah, shucks. I've opened up the wrong gear. I need the... I know this is the correct gear though. How can I close it? If I close this one, the entire... Oh, never mind. That just worked. I egg on my face. Gearbox free gear. Now we need to change it up completely, because that's not what we need. So... Does that extrude? No, that extrude is not necessary. The bore will be kind of awkward because, like, yeah, that's where I got it from. Like, the equations get all wonky when you delete stuff. Equal to 1, who cares? Just let me delete you. Shut up! I just want to delete that thing, it's not necessary. I am going to lose my mind. Cancel. Close. Made reference. Delete this as well. There we go. Jeez, was that so difficult? Now we can go into sketch and we can change it from 21.5 to 11, which will be a perfect fit. However, if we bash it in with a hammer, then it should be fine. Blend light, you mean like the black lamps that have visible spectrum and just make stuff look weird, or UV light that I don't see but I slowly going blind? The second one, yes. Bro's having a beef with modeling program. Oh, I would never. I love my modeling programs. I love them all. Extrude. Yes. How much? You're going the wrong direction, but I appreciate the initiative. This way. A centimeter might not be enough. Or might be enough. Maybe 15. Or 16. Alright, now we go back to the doodad, that doobie-dadden. We take this, we go right here. We take this, and we mate. There we go. Then we take this, we do it like so. Perfect, look at that. The doodad-be-dadden. The only pickle is that this seems a bit close, doesn't it? Like the gear on the motor is quite tiny, as you can see. It's quite small, but I should probably still add it. If I remember correctly, it's module... and yeah, I have it memorized. I measured it so many times, I have it memorized, so I don't need to remeasure it. It's a power transmission gear. That we can just pop onto this. There we go. That is module 6. It has 12 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. I'm doing it from memory. You have a bit of a modeling program you like. Absolutely love Blender, but I saw a friendly argument that they. Oh no, I wouldn't. I respect machines. I like them. I like machines. Now, I just realized that this is too tall. I messed up. Shit. No worries. I can do this again. There we go. So 12, then nominal shaft diameter we don't really care about. What we care about is, was it face width? Like a 10? Yes. Except we want it to be even smaller. We want it to be... I don't remember that dimension, so that's I will have to measure. Four. It's a 4. One day I'll get there. This seems like a perfect fit. Now we just take this, made by distance, and have that distance be, I think it was 1 millimeter, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't really matter all that much. All that matters is that we take this and we suppress it to see. Yeah, that looks pretty solid, I do have to say. Oh, that's not what I meant at all. No, I mean tangents. That is not what I meant either, I think. But I am curious to see how it's gonna play out once I unsuppress. Is this still in the middle? Has it really not moved? Just rotated. I trust you. Okay. Yeah, this looks pretty fine, I'd say. Now, here's the pickle. Here's where we enter into the pickle area, you see. And not a funny one that I will turn myself into. Here's where we enter into the pickle area, because at the top, we would like this gear, this kind. I, in fact, have one already pre-made. The problem, though, with that gear is that it's very annoying to work with it. Because what we have to consider is the fact that we'll need to... As well as trying to solve a big multiplication problem is like asking a literal teacher to spell a word. That is true, yeah, I agree. If we're made of roughly similar chemicals, then why does one person smell naturally different from another? Why don't we have repeats? Well, it's because, I don't mean to be that guy, but there aren't that many atoms. It's really more the arrangement of atoms. We're made of the roughly similar chemicals, but just because something is roughly similar doesn't mean it's the same. The difference between meth and Adderall is like just a single carbon hydrate, if I remember correctly, so, you know. You could take most sugars and rearrange them into caffeine or meth, because, you know, all organic molecules are made from roughly the same things. Now the question, because here's the thing, when it comes to 3D printing all of this, this is trivial. Oh, I won't even need supports. This is trivial, I won't even need supports. The top, however, that's a tricky one. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to... We want this to be small, actually. But then how will it stick and stay? might have an idea. What if I have this whole thing as a single gear? That would be very annoying to work with later if I just add it on top. .6. Let's do number of teeth. 12? That might be a bit hard to rotate. Let's do 20. Might be a bit better. Nominal shaft diameter cannot be a 0 because for some reason. I have no idea what hub diameter is. I just changed it. Face width to 13. I'm just trying to change a single value, but I don't know which one it is. Mounting distance. Mounting distance doesn't have to be 50, it can be 0. That's fine. Oh, why are you up there? Why would you be up there? Will I need to manually modify this? I might. Let's do it as a 4 because the bits at the top have a habit of like getting reworn off and messing everything up. Yeah, now, if its full diameter is smaller than 13, then we can actually force it in there in a single go. If it's not, however, then you wouldn't be able to. Let me think. What I could do is we have the nominal shaft diameter set to a 4, right? I'm looking for the one dimension that I'm... No, this is not the right dimension. I should put it back to 75 where it was. No idea what that's changing. You can't always read a person you barely know, but make it strikes me as someone who does not own an air fryer. Mods, kill him. Kill him. Kill Lycan. Kill Lycan right now. Oh, by the way, I just found the bearing I was looking for. Hold on. There it is. That's the one. As I mentioned, the middle was stationary and the bits around it rotated, which will be the opposite of what we're trying to achieve right now. You can see that these two are opposites. So basically, right here, you hold the top in place and you rotate the other part around it. And right here, you hold the outside in place and rotate the middle part. You can't see it, but it's rotating. I have 4 of these bearings. That's why I bought more. But I would like to use these as well, because, you know, waste won't not. So... And make it, do you by any chance know about the YouTuber Meat Canyon? Of course. Of course I do. Do we want to leave it out? I kind of want to do a number of teeth 24, like this. What's the... Shaft diameter is 4, okay. So here's what we're going to do. Invalid geometry. 0 length line. That's bad. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what do you mean 0 length line? Where? Oh no. Well, that certainly does not look great, does it? Alright, hear me out. Let me just delete you. And we're gonna just redo you a bit with some things that are more... I'm assuming it's mounting distance. That's the problem. But I don't know. Are you okay? Yeah, you seem to be just, you know, handy dandy. Mate. Perfect. Stay there. That's because now what we need to do is we need to open up the gear. And then right here at the top, what we want is sketch in the middle of 4. Right, and then we just want to... not 16, but like a solid 6. There we go. What Vic fuck you up the most? I wouldn't say any of them. I like them. It's the point of, I think. They're meant to be a little wacky. It's kind of hard to pick one. They're all like... they're all effectively the same. It's just body horror. Make it asking software, are you okay, in a soft and caring voice. Soft and caring way, they never do with humans. Now I'm lucky jealous. I told you, I like computers and software. Now, I'm pretty certain I've set it up in a really clever way, so that if I go to the gear, like so, if I edit this feature from a 16 down to a 12, then everything should update properly. Do it like this. Let's see. Yes. There we go. Beautiful. Absolutely splendid. And this should be actually fairly easy to 3D print. This part should be fairly easy to 3D print. This part. All should be pretty rock solid. Now, the bearing on top. We could add an additional attachment to these screws, for example, that would hold it in place. The creature feature featuring the creature. I blame you all for making me like this. Your reason. I'm like Loki from that Norse god show. I am what humans have made me to be. Anyways, I'm gonna go for now, but it'll be fun. Might get around sweet soon. Have fun, stay safe everyone. Bye, like it, bye, have a good one. Now. What else? Well, here's the thing. Not much, honestly. Not much else is needed. We have some mounting here, and if we want to put in the floor, this side will be a bit tricky, but that we can fix on post. I guess we can just try and print it. I suppose. STL. Let's call the first one weird gear. There, that's our weird gear. Then the top gear. Top gear. Hammond, you bloody idiot. And then this one, which is just the top. Right. Great. Great. Now, let's just print. I know you all appreciate my stunning background. My OBS just had a bit of a stroke, but it's fine. There we go. We have this. Oh no! Oh! 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 Oh no! 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 Nah! No. This won't do. This will not do. That is improper. So what we actually need is we need to remove the top one completely. Discard changes at exit. Yeah, we need to just... That feature has to be a 0. Yeah, just nothing. Or just remove that feature. The creature feature. Screw you, Black Thunder. There. Now, the other feature, which apparently just disappeared, disintegrated from existence. That's splendid. Make it, what is thy favorite thing in space? Favorite? Well, Pluto. I think Pluto is hot shit. And you know Pluto knows it. It will never be a planet, but it's still hot like Halley's Comet. A golden star to anyone who gets that reference. Anyone? I get the golden star. Do you? Do you actually get that reference? Color me shocked. Make it. Have you played the Minecraft Dungeons? Yeah, it's a song. Yes, it is in fact a song with Pluto. Timon, if you actually want the golden star, you need to tell me the name of the song. And be careful, because I will be pedantic. It has to be the exact name of the song. Right now, out of memory. And that weird dude with mustache that always looks like he's high. You did not just go... Thou shalt have thy Pluto drawing in 1 to 2 hours. I was joshing. Please do draw what you want, not what I want. I am not for want, I am for doing. There we go, this works. The whole, thank goodness I double checked, because the holes of the screws are also too small. I love that song. And you don't even know the name of the artist? Ah, blasphemy, blasphemy. Curse thee, Tom Cardy, my beloved. The name is HS, which stands for hot shit. And you know Pluto knows it. I really like Tom Cardy. I really do. Tom Cardy is one of my favorite artists. I think that my favorite song in comparison to the time when he was making it would be Monster Truck. I really like that song. Or High Five is also great. Big Damn Idiot, also phenomenal. But the problem is that he keeps improving. He keeps just getting better at making songs. So, like Transcendental Cha-Cha-Cha and Hot Shit. Don't Touch My Ladder, my good... Oh, Don't Touch My Ladder is a song that it's just one of the most vibey songs. I know that Lo-Fi should be, but no. Don't Touch My Ladder is... Mwah. I like Tom Cardy a lot. Anyhow, fix this. That's because what we'll actually need to do is we'll need to copy it. We'll need to make an additional cover. An additional cover just for the bearing. Because I messed up. And remember you saying the Cha-Cha-Cha in Minecraft stream where you're mining a gigantic hole. If I even was a patron. Transcendental Cha-Cha-Cha. Forwards, backwards, take 3 steps. Shimmy to the light. Void is the void. Voice got sour. Void contends. Void is tear away. Pens. Void consumes the reality. Which includes now 7 billion Bellinis. To get the dance, don't worry. Just relax. Open your mind. 7 clap 3 times. Somewhere out there, there's a planet just like yours. Perfect carbon copy of a you that. Have you checked your butthole? Is the one for me, to be honest. It's not bad. It's not bad. My cousin is making his own like circuit board for the school robotics club. Funny flex, anyways. I'll keep this in the background of audio. See ya. What kind of... I'm just... What's that supposed to mean? Just come here to flex and then doesn't even... Why is this broken, by the way? What happened with the mates? Wait, are the mates broke? Oh no, is it no longer in the center? It should be. There, yeah, that works. Oh, it's just... Oh yeah, it was mated to a thing no longer exists. No, that makes sense. I didn't mean to press that button on my keyboard. Whoops. That's certainly a whoops. A friend made a whole animatic to that. Have you checked your butthole? That's... What kind of animatic was it? Usually animatics are like descriptive. What kind of animatic was that? Okay, now hear me out on this one. I should copy it. That's a good idea. I can go to the gearbox, and this is the top. Copy here, and we're gonna rename it to top cover. I'm gonna open it up. Now, the difference between top and top cover is that we don't need this actually. Yeah, I know. The equations are all messed up for some reason now. You don't need this. Yeah, you don't need this either. Yeah, well, you might use this, I guess, but... How tall will the cover have to be? That's a good question. Check on the bearing. The bearing appears to be 5 millimeters tall, which means like 5.5 should be fine. That's pretty tall. The screws will be a bit annoying to get there. Slovenia is really a good country when it comes to HDI. What is HDI? It's not that I don't know, it's just that I'm asking in case someone else doesn't know. Yeah, you can delete these. How do you delete equations? Oh, that's how. You have just editing the wrong thing. That's so dumb. Human Development Index. Oh, I see. Why are you looking at the Slavic countries when it comes to Human Development Index? Because that's usually not the place where you'd look. Not extruded cut, no, I mean mirror. Now, one thing I would like to do actually is right here in the sketch, change the distance between these two. Not this kind of distance, I mean like the top down. Fine, we're gonna do from the bottom up. Let's do 28. Oh, we keep the distance from... Ah, that's smart. That makes sense. No, that makes sense. 10, which means 10 from the left, which means we want to delete this. Yes, good reason not to mention in the middle of the... 28, I actually might push it a bit further than 28, let's do 32. There we go. Yes, also alright. Yes, as I mentioned, if you're looking for good like human development and stuff, Stump, don't look at Eastern Europe and Slavic countries. Just don't. You're gonna save yourself just work passing through all of them. for sci-fi purposes. Right here, the holes, yes. If I remember correctly, it was 28. Perfect. And then we go to the other thing. It's gonna be a... Wow, we're gonna need a pretty big screw. Extrude this. Right. Yes. Yes. Let's do the entire thing. Why not? I don't see why not. Actually, we may not want the entire thing. Yes, that's true. We may not want the entire thing. The entire thing is... what's the... 40, okay. Which means... Right here we want knob width, actually that's the correct variable, is equal to knob width, yes. And then this will be equal to... Why would you make that dimension driven? You don't know it. What? Why? Why? There's only one dimension. It tells you... What is wrong with you? What am I missing? I must be... What am I missing? I'm missing something. I simply must be missing something. What am I missing? Is it because I started incorrectly? It might be it. Does Hungary have more green energy than Netherlands? What? Netherlands portion of energy from different sources. Hold on. I'm looking it up right now. That's wild. And then... Hungary. Not consumption, only... Holy shit, that's terrible. Statistical review of world energy 2019. That's 2019. I don't know how much can change actually in 6 years. Probably not a lot. Half of it comes from gas, then coal, then fossil fuels, and only that's quite garbage. No, that's... I can't... I mean, they're pretty close. But there's no sources here, which always... I don't like it when there are sources. What is the name of it? Hungary... Wait, right now there's doing better. A week ago Netherlands did... I don't think... Time it! I don't think energy generation can change by much in a week! Look at the link I sent. What is the link? Holy... Wait, what? More with solar than with gas? That's insanity! I'm sorry? Most of the energy came from renewables. That's wild. That's maddening. 82%. Wait, what is Hungary doing? Timing. I mean, nuclear, I guess that's good, because the nuclear is good. Solar walks only when the sun is out. This map does live. Oh, you mean like that? I don't know if that's a great way to measure it, because, I mean... I really don't think that's a great way to measure it. Okay, here's a bit better one. Because it's... Well, I mean, that's a lot of data. Wow, I am... Access the API, that's tempting. That is a lot of data. It's honestly really... Where did they get this data from? What happened to America? What? I'm sorry, what kind of division is that? If I remember correctly, America is on 3 energy grids. Why is the division like this? And Canada just... California, I mean, it's just... Oh, I am... But where did he get the information from? That is an insane amount of information. Yes, the reddest! Look at this! Oh, we're burning that coal! 40% of today's live stream is on coal. 12.5% is on gas. 3.8 is unknown. It just exists. Oh, this is just fun. Look how red it is. Yes, we need to burn that coal. This map makes me really like France. Yeah, because of the nuclear, isn't it? Yeah, they are just gaming with nuclear. And Germany is really loves nuclear. They just adore nuclear over there. That is too much data. That is... look at this. Just look at this. Poland just oscillates between brown and orange. Oh, that is a shitty color. That is a really shitty color. I was wrong with Poland. We banned the coal, of course. We do the coal. That was how many days ago? That's good. Germany abandoned nuclear. They did. They have 0% nuclear. I was sarcastic when I said that they love nuclear. That is... Wow. That's like one of the worst in the world. 800... Yeah, we had 3rd place. Wait. No, 3rd place. Possibly 4th. 1, 2. Nope, 3rd. Isn't that... Yeah, I guess we have to quality contribution to engine generation. Welcome back, Artistic Panzer. Welcome back. We got a bit sidetracked. So, congrats to Poland on getting 3rd place, dirtiest energy generation in the entire world a couple of days ago. That's impressive, I would say. I would say impressive. Neat. I'm getting way sidetracked with this. What was I doing? Oh yeah, right. I was making holes. With this sketch. I had to remake it. So this is Oh, it's not driven. Okay, it's equal to 40 minus knob. Minus knob width, and that divided by 2. And then this one will be just knob width. Perfect. Then oh, I can set it good here too. That's neat. What are you working on in SolidWorks? On the doodad. I'm working on the doodad. I'm doodadding. I'm dadding the do. Now move this higher up. Stop and repair. What's your problem? Oh my jeez. Gee willikers. Gee willikers. Oh jeez. Okay, so you are having an error. Now, why are you having an error? Whatever, I can fix you easily because I remember. There we go. Easy fix. Oh, I just realized this also has to be bigger. How do you stay consistent? Teaches your ways. Insanity, mainly madness, that kind of thing. Now let's do a 6. Right, that should be fine. If we do a 6, I do believe this going all the way through. Now from the bottom, it doesn't really matter bottom or top in this case, but we are going to go from the bottom. For the sake of making this easier, because 21, I do believe. Wait, was it 21? I think it was 21, right? Oh yeah, I removed it from there. I think it was 21. We can check. 21. Okay, good. Which means that right here, this should be 21. That's correct. And then we extrude cut 5.5 like this. Now the bulk of all of it is kind of unnecessary, so what we should actually do is remake it from scratch, honestly, because yeah, the bulk of it is unnecessary. It's way too unnecessary. How could we make this better? We could make this better by just removing, well, remaking. That would be one idea. Fine, I'll fix it the dumb way. I have class again. Good luck. Maggie, can you help out there? Help with what? I never slept for more than 30 hours because of overworking. I've never slept for more than 30, no. That's seems like a bit much, a bit unhealthy. Yeah, this is a bit of a dumb fix, but well, who cares? Can I... Wait, this should work then, fillet, right? This. Wait, no. So I need to select the face to fillet. Broken features? I mean, yeah, that's what I was looking for. So what were the broken features then? Oh, cancel. Not this. No, no, no. You've misunderstood. This is what I meant. What's the longest you ever walked without sleep? Oh, the longest? 53 hours, if I remember correctly. It's not a lot. My game is gonna crash, so please do not answer. I'm gonna talk about assembly before it can reboot. Don't worry, I'll try my best. What have you done? Okay, well, that's not exactly what I meant. I meant something like this. Just fillet the two sides. What are you working on? Just using final channels for the videos. That is a bit difficult to explain, Theophan. It really is. Why? Why do you always do it in a random way? Oh, whatever. You know what? Let's just... There, just go all the way around. Fillet it for me. Just... Why? Asymmetric? There's nothing asymmetric about... I'm fine. I'm fine. I just need to select these two, fillet. Right, this. What are you doing? No, don't do the edges. I didn't mean... Just leave it. There we go. Now the other side. The same exact way. Oh, I'm selecting them backwards. That usually... I don't know, that was just gonna lead to some problem. Why is this selected in yellow? Why are you asymmetric? Why are you selecting this in yellow? There's nothing there for you. Screw it, I'm just... Oh, I'm sorry, did the mirror on... I'm fine. Yeah, the fillet. Can I mirror it around? Okay, so I can't. So if I keep the mirror there and then mirror the fillet. Aha. What is your problem? This should be symmetric. This really should be symmetric. What's wrong with you? Why is it not symmetric? What would be the problem? It's a big conspiracy to keep me from doing it right. Chamfer. That's a fun word. I like it. Okay, these two, alright? Just these two. You can do it. I'm gonna click on this, then you're not gonna select the hole, I hope. You are selecting the hole. Okay, so I was right on it. Make why change thumbnail to this video? New one looks much better. Because on the very beginning of the stream, I realized that the view from the side, I was trying to show off how in Blender you don't need perspective, and then accidentally realized that it actually looks really nice. So I just changed it because I'm a professional. This to this. Now could I move the hole I have made, all of these holes? Could I move them later on? Alright, can I move these behind? I can, that's good. Let me have a think. If I do this, it's taking this line now in this circle, which is worrying me. Yeah, you see, that's not exactly what I was looking for. What happens if I just select this? Oh, that was much easier. There we go. Spend it. So I can just select the edge. Okay, yeah. That's what I was doing wrong. Sweet. Finally got there. There we go. Now it has much more... It has a much more of a shape, indeed. Alright, let's just do these. There we go. Now we have a cover for our bearing. We can get back to the doodad. Edit everything up. Perfect. And then just add the cover. Uh-oh, couldn't help but notice that these do not align. And that's a pretty bad sign, because that means I messed up the measurements. And pretty badly, it would seem. Okay. We need to fix the measurements then. It appears that these are a different length from the top than the other ones. Which means this right here are 28 from the base, whilst our top covers are 32 from the base, when they should be in fact 28. There we go. I don't know if 28 will actually be enough. We might have to remake that a bit, but yep, now everything is nice in place. It looks fine-ish, I would say. These sides are a bit awkward, so we're just going to change them up. Once everything is mated and ready, it's actually pretty easy to edit it all. That looks really weird, but I kind of like it. Now, printing it might be a bit of an issue, because it will be going like off to the side, but so I might be actually sacrificing utility for just it having less material. Not utility, only sacrificing the print easiness, but I like it. I would say it's pretty solid do that. Like, if I had to do the that, I would do that. This do that. And then right here on the sides, we can actually add additional openings without them being obstructed, which I also like. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty solid. So what we need to do now is go in here, file, export as an STL of top 1. Export as top cover STL. Yep, and now please don't do that. No, I'm do the dad. Now it's proper. No, the opposite way. We do want it to be the opposite way, actually. Which, yeah, might scrub the print ever so slightly. I hope that the free printer can, like, manage this slope right here. Because if it can't... And then weird gear, which also should be pretty easy to print. This should be manageable, this should be manageable, this should be easy, this I'm worried about. Because the slope is kind of a bit much. We could enable supports, but that would defeat the whole purpose of me doing it this way. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem right there. The slope is a bit much in the beginning. Ah, whatever. Hey, Jess! Would you mind doing a quick print for me? Jesse! Oh, it's still sending. Alright. I'll give you a second. Jesse, just let me know when you are ready to print. And then I'll just... So, Jess? Well, that's excited noises I've ever heard once. Hold on, give me a second. I'll be right back. Now here's the thing. The other thing I wanted to do today is, I don't know if you remember, because it happened such a long time ago, but in the last yesteryear, we tried to work with this and we failed. So here's my idea. The second thing we'll do today, because it's so sweet to machines. I love them. I'm open about it. I like machines a lot. Machines are great. Doobie doobie doo da doo. So, I would like to figure out how to turn on and off current with my controller. Now, keep in mind that I have a couple of ideas on how to do it. So, you know, I've done it in the past in a pretty shitty way with transistors. I've tried with this module, but you should try PCB design. I've done it in the past as well. Now, you threw me off my train of thought, TCG. What was my yeah, right. I've done it in the past in a couple of different ways. The turning off and on the current flow using a microcontroller, but none of them are great. And if you do something and it's not working out well, then it is my belief that you should just assume that you're an idiot and you're doing it correctly, and just look up how other people have done it to see how it's meant to be done. So the current flow on and off using microcontroller. Would you look at that? I can show GPU positive logic smooth currents. Okay, Kaplan's one, look at the device and gets the job done. Because we're looking, so this is the one that turns the flow using light, right? Or something different. Relay driver, there we are. Oh no, this will require brain power. I don't want the brain power. Yes, I have some, is it NPN? PNP? I have some transistors like these. Similar-ish enough, hopefully. Right, so we're doing it... Oh, using transistors in order to manipulate current is... I suck at electrical engineering. I need to make videos on it to learn. And yes, I learn by making videos. That's a unique make it way. Transistor relay driver. Hold on, that I might have gone off a kind of an incorrect rabbit hole. Low power microcontroller. Yes, so we have battery. Gate source threshold voltage, usually not reliable. Voltage properly switch on load. The gate source voltage is the voltage that the gate needs to be relative to the source. Okay. You require 3 volts on the source, then your gate voltage needs to be at least 1.2 volts higher. It needs to be beyond what photodiode can provide. Wait, do I... Oh no. P-channel MOSFET with a drain connected to your load as a source connected to your incoming 3 volt supply. If I need to do it this way, then I'll be quite upset. I'll be honest. Because it would be a really annoying way to do it. You don't have a P-channel MOSFET or N-channel MOSFET. Hold on. DIT 150. Which is a P-channel shush datasheet. N-channel. Fudge. It's fine. P-channel also drain connected to your load. The source connected to your incoming 3 volt supply. Might be able to use low power comparator to activate your P-channel MOSFET. Will we really need to make... will I really need to start the electromagnetism series? Or electric series? And FET to control current. That's never easy though. That worries me. Diode protection. Field effect transistor switching currents. Gate drain source from load to drain source. Yes. N-type. We'll check it out. That's an odd looking motor return is going this way. Diode. Now power is going from power. That makes sense. I don't want to use a FET for this because I'm gonna burn the pie. I already know I'm gonna burn the pie. Alright. That's always a bad idea. Why do I listen? Such a bad idea. It's not gonna end well for anyone. But here's the thing. I'm gonna use my lab power supply because I just don't listen. And right here we're gonna have the negative. And then the positive. We're gonna be using this absolutely tiny board because I don't know, I'm not gonna bring out the big one for this. It was off. This is going to end well, I'm certain of it. It's not, I'm lying, I'm in denial. Then the microcontroller, which I don't want to do it with a microcontroller. I would rather simulate the output from a microcontroller, which I'll be honest, doing it using a battery is a pretty bad idea. It's not gonna work usually. Now, if my memory does me well, the middle one is the gate. I don't remember what the two other ones are though. So fortunately we have the this open. Now the 1, 2, 3, one is closer to me and the one is the gate. Never mind, the first one's the gate. The second one is the drain. The third one is the source. Gate, drain, source, alright? Gate, drain, source from right to left. So then we go to this. How do you do it? You plug in the signal into the gate, which this is the batteries are signal in this case because I'm just so, well, it's not gonna be a good idea, but this one goes to the gate, so it's gate, drain, source, which means the gate. Actually, I'm gonna plug in a button simply to like regulate it, see if it works or not. Okay, sweet. Gate, drain, source. Then the drain will go to the motor. Motor in this case is this for us. And because I've done it in a very clever way, actually no, we're gonna unscrew it. I would really like to plug into the board, but it might be a bit tricky because it's not really a wired. It's not solid core. It's multiple cores. I know it's hard to see, but I can't really focus up more with this ISO and shutter rates on the camera. So then, right here, this is our motor, these cables, which they will go from the motor, black one. Black one is the red one, don't question me. Gate, drain, source, correct? Gate, drain, source, okay, good. Gate, drain, source, gate, drain, source, gate, drain, source. Gate, drain, so the second one. That will go right here. And then the source, which is the last one. And the source goes to the... This is the red, so this goes to the red, and the source goes out to the ground on both of them, I imagine. Which, I'd imagine, we can just solve by plugging it in directly. Set make it, being never wrong, always right, and absolutely not about to blow up a battery. Because that would be rather silly. So now, basically, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but I've mirrored the circuit, and when I press this button, then the... There we go, I'm gonna press it with a screwdriver for safety reasons. If I press this button, then this right here, motor should go off, knocking over this piece of plastic. I know it's hard to tell, but let me just... There we go. It should go off knocking over this piece of plastic, but only after I press the button, not after I start the power supply. So... it's spinning. It's... yeah, okay, well... it's not great. What happens if I... Well, that's why we did this with a battery. Isn't it because we need to connect the... Oh, why was it? It was, we needed to connect something. Second, if I remember, we needed to connect... where's my second thing that I'm working on? This is a very old project of mine, but it has all of them soldered semi-properly. When I say semi, I mean semi. Resistor connecting the first and the third, it would seem. Which is the gate and the source. Apparently that should work, question mark, I have no idea. I need to go get me some resistors. I love how Make It and Jesse are both equally active now, both talking on the stream together. Yeah, yeah. Jesse's co-host. What can I say? Well, Jesse may be a co-host, but I am... losing it. I'm just losing it. I was trying to make a pun, but no, I'm just losing it. I cannot find any resistors anywhere. Well, that's bad. Because I don't want to do it using a non-resistor. Just a wire. Wire is technically a resistor. Top 10 sentences that were said before just burning things down. $20 for this hamburg. Oh, I found them! I found some resistors. Oh, quite a lot of them, in fact. I don't know what resistance they are, but... I don't care. There should be enough. Witchcraft, magic, resistor. They will have to both occupy the same hole due to budget cuts, but... It's not spinning. It's not spinning. Okay? Let's see. I am a fucking genius. No, this is incredible. Well, now it's spinning all the time. But, I turned it off. Oh, amazing! Yes! Yes! Oh, I am incredible. I am just truly... Hold on, am I incredible or am I an idiot? Using that register when we click on the button. Let me think about the circuit for a second. The power is going in this way. It's going through the motor. It's going out here in the middle. We're only after... No, this should be proper, actually. This worked on the first try. That's... I don't know if I like that, because usually when things work on the first try, something off is going to happen. I never believe things when they work on the first try. So what we're going to do is, instead of plugging in this, we're going to plug in the other side, for which right here we should have some, yeah, we have the other side of the cable, which means that instead of resoldering and rewiring, we can just unplug it, because I'm clever, you see. There's a fine line between idiot and genius. I would say there's a pretty big line there, because they're antonyms. There's a thin line between the color green and the color orange. No, they're all the different colors. Alright, there we go. So this, we're gonna plug on one side. The plus and minus in this case don't really matter, so we can do it however we want. I'm just gonna wrap it in, like so. It's holding. It's holding enough. I should have actually probably... Whoops, never mind. I should have probably done it before plugging in, but whatever. Oh, now you decouple. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Just go in. Go in, I say. I order you to go in. There we go. Now if we plug it in. Right here. Now you can't see, but I'm plugging it in. Plugging it backwards apparently. That's neat. Plugged in. There we go. Then we turn it on. It's not spinning. After I press the button, it's spinning for a second. But can not like maintain the spin apparently. Oh, it is. Maybe I need to increase the current. Top 10 things said before everything worked out great. Let's see. Increasing the current did not seem to work. Maybe I just need to increase it to 2 amperes. Shit, fuck, stop. There we go, you stopped. I didn't do anything even, but it stopped. Doesn't matter. You should all be impressed. You should all be impressed. You should all be impressed with what I've achieved, because I am incredible. And I'm just amazing. There. Done it. The thin line between my living room and my bathroom is the hallway. Okay. I'm incredible. I am amazing. You should all be impressed. This is great. Take the transistor. The gate as the control. The source into the ground. The drain into the power. Coming through the motor already. Oh, but we won't be able to put in reverse, will we? Yeah, we won't be able to do it in reverse. That's true. Doing it in reverse might be tricky. Who cares about going in reverse, am I right? You don't need the motor to go in reverse. All that matters right now is it works. We've done it! Holy crap, we finished actually pretty quickly. The 2 things I had planned for this stream, as I mentioned, was something to turn on and off the flow of current, and the Doodad Mark III, and we've done both. I can be impressed only if it doesn't spontaneously combust like the first time. 1984, what's next? You want it to be safe as well? Honestly, unbelievable. Can only be impressed if it doesn't spontaneously combust. Shit. I mean, shucks. Oops. Listen, here at Make It Industries, things don't just spontaneously combust, okay? They don't. They do this. Uh-oh, why is it just doing a high scream pitch? Just high scream yell for help. Well, not enough current? No, you're just yelling louder now. That's a lot of bent plastic. That's a lot of bent plastic. Oh, you can see the cable is black at the. That's a lot of. That's a lot of bent plastic. Anyway, you know what? I think that'll be it for today. Oh, we did stuff. We did things. You know, that's a lot of bent plastic. Okay. Anyway, that was a fun stream. We did what we were supposed to do. We modeled, we designed, it works. Anyway, now I suppose that would be it. Thank you everyone so much for watching, and have a great day.